And a warm welcome to our live stream viewers tuning in here on YouTube. Another, probably the coolest edition Thursday Night Thunder we've had in a while. It is a beautiful 61 degrees out, 16 Celsius for our metric friends. Zach's out there in shorts. I was wise enough to check the time or the weather before I left the house today, so like this weekend's gonna be awesome for our daytime racing. You missed the post. Yes, this is our new winter schedule coming up this weekend, and it starts with a super weekend: Saturday off-road racing at 1 and Sunday oval racing at 1. What's Mark doing there? You know you're not supposed to be there. Move that cone over, sir. Mark, can we move that cone over to the other side there? They want it there. Yeah, I don't want you getting whacked. All right, boys and girls. Starting order is Lineweaver, O'Hara, Prentice stepping up, and Jason Ralph got a new guy to battle with here. We'll see who's going to come out on top tonight with the temperature change. It does affect the track here, our surface. See how it goes. Lineweaver on the tone. O'Hara. Prentice. And Ralph. And we're off and running. Came in Tuesday for 3-4 hours to do some track work. Patch it all up, and then the guys come out here and stump pulling power, pulling a few more chunks out. Oh, we got one upside down. All right, and that was John Prentice stepping up to the Indy class this week. O'Hara, Lineweaver back 3.3. Jason Ralph behind him a little bit, and John Prentice back 6 seconds. Jason Ralph with a 17.6. O'Hara, your leader in that all-black. Lineweaver right behind him on the tracks. Got that little bit of pink highlight on there with the white and blue. And maybe a little green. Fluorescent yellow something. Jason Ralph in the all-white. John Prentice rocking the turquoise and black, half and half. And a bunch of people turning some new fast laps here. Lineweaver 16.7. Jason Ralph 17.4. Prentice 18.2. Fast lap belonging to O'Hara 16.4. Two minutes down, 3 to go. Oh, O'Hara jumping off the back to the back straight. Now Lineweaver taken over by 2 seconds at the line. Jason back 2.9 in third. John, here he comes. Oh, that's not John. Now there he is. Down the back straightaway, around the sweeper. He's back 12 seconds with a new fast lap of a 17.6. Your leader on an 18-lap pace, 5 minutes and 11 seconds. If you're new to RC, we do timed races to keep a schedule going. 2 rounds of qualifying like that, and then take your best time to sort you out for the mains. Oh, watch it down the back straight. Good save. Jason Ralph doing a little catwalking out there. Up next, we mixed class. We got Mr. Kermit with his mod motor. He was expecting some other guys to show up, and they chickened out. And our 13.5 wheeler class running the 13.5 motor. So we'll see who's actually faster tonight. Wheeler guys lately have been turning it up a notch. I'm impressed. Oh, Prentice throwing the infield and gets out of it somehow. Great job. Lineweaver, new fast lap 16.6, but he is back 5.4 now. O'Hara dropping a 16.1 about 4 laps ago. Ten seconds, drivers. Six-second lead for O'Hara over Lineweaver. That is the race clock. Keep going, drivers. Everybody is on their own clock. Keep going. O'Hara is done. Lineweaver's done. John is done. Looking for Jason. Track is hot. White car is still active, guys. White car is still active. Golden rule action. The same respect that you want shown to you. O'Hara going to take that one 18.507. Lineweaver 18.515. Difference 8 seconds there. Jason Ralph was 17 laps and 5:23. And John Prentice starting off his independent run here with a 16.509. Once again, this is a mixed class here. We're going to have an open two-wheel mod, or an open two-wheel drive buggy. And he tells me he's got an 8.5 in that thing. Got some 13.5 wheelers. RC talk for four-wheel drive. If you're watching online, jump in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, I know we had Mr. John running this one. Who else is supposed to be out there? Jason should be out there. Lineweaver should be out there, and a volunteer if we can get it. All right, Jason, go down somewhere at the far end. And bring him up to speed. We'll attack on a few extra moments here. Just let it go, Jason. Or Jason, we'll fix it later. Flame sticks on that. I'll come out and fix it later. All right, looking for Hodling and Prentice to get checked in here. All right, let's get him back to the starting area. Let's get him back to the starting area. John, a moment here to sort it out if you can. If not, we gotta go. That's right. You guys gonna need to move around out there a little bit, stay warm, anyways. I'd try to recalibrate it real quick. All right, when we get started here. What? Needs oil? I can't help with that. That's not a minute change here. All right, we'll get him next round. Unfortunate. Thank you, sir. All right, the order's going to be Kermit, Steve, Zach. Kermit's out there with a two-wheel drive and an 8.5 versus the other two with four-wheel drive and 13.5s. So Kermit's got some big power out there. We see if he can get it down effectively. Kermit on the tone in less than 5. Steve. And Zach. Oh, Steve puts it in the corner. All right, plenty of time, plenty of time. We're going to start him off with a 16.4. Powers through that one. Be interesting with the temperature change tonight. We are down probably 20 degrees on track temp here. Oh, that was Steve trying to do the little shortcut there. All right, some new fast laps from everybody. Butts 16.3, Hodling 16.3, Montgomery with a 15.6. Back with a 15.7. He's been working on that car for weeks now. And definitely showing it. Butts with a 16.4. Oh, 3 cars on the track and they still get tangled. It happens. Great John Bender used to say, screws fall out all the time. Screws back out all the time. I forget how it goes. All right, Butts answering back with a 16.24. New fast lap. And looks like John's going to get out here for about half this race. 2:25 to go. Jumps out of the way, let the other guys get their times in here. All right, at the line, it is Zach, Hermit, Steve, and John. Montgomery on 18.502, Butts on a 5.15 at the moment, Totaling on a 16.504, and John on a 6.5 flat with 1:15 to go. Coming up next, your 17.5 stock boogie class. Old Stick's going to be on the radio for this one. Mike even. Caution on the ski jump, on the roller, on the roller. "29 seconds. "10 seconds. That's the clock. Keep going, keep going. Nobody's done yet. Keep going. Montgomery getting the 19th lap here. Oh, we got one upside down. Totaling's done. Butts is done. Prentice is done. Looking for Montgomery and shut it down. Zach Montgomery going to take that one 19.514. Butts going to take it for Mod 18.520. Totaling was 17.514. And Prentice finally getting out there with 9 and 504.
marshals out there, possibly volunteers. All right, your starting lineup for this one, when you gentlemen are ready, is going to be Mason McCombs, Mark Van Neersen, Steve Holtland, Sean O'Hare, and Zachary Montgomery. Doing it backwards? All right. Ready to go in lesson 5. Mason McCombs, Mark, Steve, John, Zach. Styling and profiling, Mason McCombs come out with the fastest lap of a 16.31. Sean O'Hare right behind him. Zachary Montgomery just flip-flop with Mark for 3rd and 4th. Steve Holtland in 5th. Sean O'Hare in 1st place now with a 15.70 on a fast lap. Mason McCombs right behind him. Mark Van Neersen in 3rd. Zachary Montgomery in 4th. And Steve Holtland in 5th. All right, Sean O'Hare still out in front. Mason McComb about a second behind him. Mark Van Neersen in 3rd. Zachary in 4th. Old racing Mason McCombs got what it take to Catch up to Sean. Right now, Sean's on a 19.508. Mason McCombs on a 19.510. Mark Van Neersen on a 19.512. Zachary on a 17.514. All right, now we got Mason McCombs out in front, Mark Van Neersen right behind him, Sean O'Hare in third, Zachary Montgomery in fourth. Mark with a fast lap now of a 15.68. One minute left. Mason out in front now, Mark Van Neersen in second, Sean O'Hare in third, and Zachary in fourth. Off flip-flop, Mark Van Neersen out in front, Mason behind him, Sean O'Hare in third, and Zachary in fourth. Mark Van Neersen still with the fastest lap of 15.68. Right, when you cross the line, you are done. Sean O'Hare. Zachary Montgomery, Mark Van Neersen, and Mason McCombs. Finishing lineup for that one is going to be Mark Van Neersen with the 19.510. Mason McCombs in second with the 19.513. Sean O'Hare with an 18.501. And Zachary Montgomery with a 17.503. Round two starting at 7:55. Round two starting at 5.
Got Mr. Daryl Traver tuning in. Sure, hopefully you're doing all right. All right, Independent, it's your time to shine. Come on down. O'Hara, Lineweaver, Ralph Prentice, Marshalls, Van Neerson, McCombs, O'Hara, Montgomery, and Hodling. Little weather updates, down 1 degree to 60 degrees and still 16 Celsius. Humidity up 1%, 72. All right, looking for a check-in from Lineweaver and Prentice. Got 2 of my marshals out there. Pairs in this race. Looking for Montgomery, Hodling's out there, Van Neerson's out there. We can get 1 volunteer to help us out, that'd be great. Like Terry's going to try to get some exercise, stay warm. Thank you, sir. All right, drivers, roll them off, roll them off. Get Zach out there in just a moment. Take the ARMA sign. ARMA sign, ARMA sign. He's got to walk the walk. And looks like John will make it. Awesome. All right, we'll get John to check in and take a lap. Rocking the Lucy brand this days. Woo, that was close. Styling and profiling. All right, the order is O'Hara, Lineweaver, and Ralph and Prentice. All right, current TQ 18,507. Lineweaver also has 18. Jason and John got to find a little bit here. O'Hara on the tone. Lineweaver. Ralph. And Prentice. Guys, a little room to work with. Oh, Lineweaver flipping her over on that first lap. Ooh, getting sideways. O'Hara opening up a new bottle of tire sauce. See if it's working for him or not. Drops a 16.6 out there now. Commentator's curse. Zing. Everybody trying to get their wrecks in on this lap, apparently. All right, your leader rocking an 18.5.15, about 8 seconds off the current TQ. Jason Ralph in second by 1.6. Lineweaver back 7.2 in third, and Prentice. Here he comes down the back straightaway. See if we can't get a time for him. 2.5 in fourth. Boys gonna have to run flat out here with some clean laps to get back, improving their time, because only Jason Ralph improving his time at the moment. Well, here with a 16.612, that's a new fast lap. Line we were 16.8, Prentice with 18 flat, and Jason with a 17.6. Once again, Jason out there in the white car, the only one improving his qualifying time at the moment. All right, let's see what we got here. Ralph with a 17 lap pace, 5:14 in that second spot, improving his qualifying time. Not going to change positions just yet. Lineweaver was back less than a second at the line. And line, we were having problems there. They're looking for a part in the cracks. Up next, our mixed class, open two-wheel and 13.5 wheeler. They're dropping some mid-16s here, back to back to back. And Jason gonna monster truck his way out of the infield. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Drivers, keep going, keep going. I'll let you know when you're done. Keep going. Oh, Jason tried to ease up on it so he didn't smash into the landing, and wasn't quite enough. O'Hara is done. Prentice is done. Here comes Mr. Jason Ralph to finish one out. This is why we can't have nice things. Wow, at the end there, Jason Ralph improving his time, 17.518, along with John Prentice, 16.509. All right, Wheeler and two-wheel open. It's your time to shine. Let's stick an extra minute on the clock there. So 3:45 on the clock. All right, we got one of our marshals out there. I believe we're going to need a volunteer with this one. Looking for Jason out there, and Lineweaver, and one volunteer. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. I don't want to get my new shoes dirty. Up or whatever. All right, drivers, roll them off. Looking for our Jasons to start heading on out here, guys. And looks like Herman's going to come down and make a quick change here. All right, is Prentice making this one? I know he had some either gearing issues or something to sort out there in the break. Yeah, he's making. Okay. Either way, just want to know one way or the other. Sounds better. Hopefully they juiced up the tires nice. All right, Mr. John, take a lap. All right, what's Mr. Butts doing? All right, when he gets out here, it'll be him totaling. No, actually, him. Actually, it's going to be Montgomery. We're going to do that. Juicing him up there a little bit. All right, it's going to be Zach, Kermit, Steve, John. All right, Mr. Zach, going live in less than 5. Kermit. Totaling. And Prentice. And we're off and running. Next class here. Who's going to be the fast guy today? All right, for minutes. Butts showing the way. 19.5.15. Montgomery 18.5 flat. Totaling 5.04. And Prentice 17.5.16. Caution at the roller. Montgomery stepping it up to a 15-8. Butts with a 16 flat. Hodling 16-5. Prentice 17-8. 2 down, 2:50 to go. Caution entering the infield. And great job, everyone, working through that one. Oh, Montgomery gonna have to monster truck his way around that. Looks like we have a battle for the top spot overall. Montgomery by 6/10 over Butts. Hodling. Prentice new fast lap 17.6. Hodling back 6.9 and third overall, second in our Wheeler class. $125 to go. Up next, 17.5 stock buggy. Montgomery, another new fast lap, 15.83. Let's answer him back with a 16.29. About 2.8 between those two for the overall lead. 30 seconds to go. Oh, we got, I think that's Prentice upside down. Couple new fast laps out there. Montgomery 15.73. Prentice with a 16.9. That is time on the race clock. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Butts is done. 18.502. Picks up 18 seconds on his first round time. Prentice is done. Montgomery's done. Looking for Hodling. Here he comes. And shut it down. Hodling 18.512. Montgomery setting the overall there 19.515. And Prentice with 501.
I mean, I hate to point this out, but the red light is on. All right, if we can get a couple more marshals out there, most definitely, before we start burning laps. Looking for a couple volunteer marshals if you could. If I can get at least a turn marshal out there, guys, and we get all our marshals out there and in place. I'll get us lined up. The starting lineup for this is going to be Mark Van Neersen, Mason McComb, Sean O'Hare, Zachary Montgomery, and Steve Holtland. Wheelie time. All right, once again, the starting lineup is going to be Mark Van Neersen, Mason McComb, Sean O'Hare, Zachary Montgomery, and Steve. Thumbs up, everybody all set? All right, going live in less than 5. Mark, Mason, Sean, Zach, Steve. All right, Mason out in front, Mark Van Neersen in second, Sean O'Hare in third, Steve in fourth, and Zachary in fifth. Mason coming out with a heater of the 16:05, fastest lap of the race so far. Oh, caution on the front, caution on the other side of the tabletop. Clear, it is clear. Lesson is tires heat up. All right, Mason still out in front. Mark hot on his tail. Sean coming up in third. Zachary in fourth and fifth. Mark just put down the fast lap of the 15.93. See if he can catch Mason. Oh, caution after the tabletop. Caution after the tabletop. It is clear. Caution in the sweeper. Caution in the sweeper. Go low, go low. All right, Mason out in front, putting on the fast lap of a 15.86. Mark right behind him in second. Sean O'Hare in third. Zachary Montgomery in fourth. Steve Holdland in fifth. Mason putting down a 19.509 right now. Mark Van Neersen at an 18.501. Sean O'Hare at an 18.507. Zachary Montgomery 18.516. And Steve with a 15.509. Grayson Mason out front. Mark hot on his tails. We got Sean in third, Zachary in fourth, and Steve in fifth. Mason still holding on to that fastest lap of the 15.86. Minute left, 1 minute left. Mason still out in front. Mark Van nipping at his heels. Sean O'Hare in third, and Zachary in fourth. Profiling. Right, when you cross that line, you are done. There. Zachary. Mason McCombs and Mark Van Neersen. Finishing lineup there for that is going to be Mason McCombs with a 19.510, Mark Van Neersen with a 19.514, Sean O'Hare with an 18.502, Zachary with a 17.502,
All right, guys, 20-minute break. 8:55 will be the mains. 8:55. All right, all right, all right. Independent. Start heading this way. O'Hara, Lineweaver, Ralph, and Prentice. Marshals will be Mason, Mark, Zach, and Hodling. Get him down and checked in. All right, guys. Nehemiah Marshall is out here. All right, let's bring him up to speed, gentlemen. Add on a few more seconds for you. All right, whoever's not in this race, we're going to need you out here to marshal. I'm even trying to acquire the assistance of Mr. Sticks. Well, maybe a little bit of an Iron Man thing today. Oh, way to get out of that one. All right, is there a chance we can get Kermit out here for this one? Get Mr. Sticks out here as soon as he's done doing what he's doing. Literally the guy on the microphone and the marshals. That's it. Thank you, sir. Oh, here comes Van Neerson. We can work with that. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll have Sticks out there for the next one. All right, boys and girls. Let's get them on the grid. Your top qualifier, 18,507, Sean O'Hara. Lining up second, Jason Lineweaver with a time of 18,515. Third's going to be Jason Ralph with a 17 lap in 5:18. And John Prentice in fourth, 16 laps in 5:09. All right, gentlemen. Make sure we have a good, clean start here. There's no point in causing kerfuffles and all that. 6-minute race, plenty of time to get it right and wrong. All right, drivers, this is your 21.5 independent stock buggy A main going live in less than 5. Got a good start. Ooh, good save there by Jason Ralph. Looking to, whoa, got some power in that thing. Got to roll in that throttle a little bit. At the line, it's O'Hara, Lineweaver, Prentice, and Ralph. Again, 6-minute race. We're 50 seconds into it. Full field separated by 8.2. Your leader, O'Hara, by 2.9 over Jason Lineweaver. Now it looks like it's tightening up here a bit. O'Hara with an 18.4. Lineweaver, new personal best, 16.9. Down to 1.3. Prentice back 3.7 in third. Jason back, Ralph back 2.1. His new fast lap, 17.4. Rocking a 22 lap pace, 6:14 for your leader, O'Hara with a 16.3. Oh, Prentice got on the wrong side of the jump there. He's going to cost him a position at the moment. Down to 57 degrees, 14 degrees Celsius for our metric friends. Jason Ralph, new fast lap, 17.3. O'Hara in that black car exiting the infield, now doing the switchbacks over the single, passing the serpent sign down there, and down the straightaway he goes in that all black. Associated B7. Lineweaver, second by 5.2. Oh, Prentice getting it wrong, stuck on the wall. And the leader taking out our Marshall in the ankle again. Caution at the start finish line. And we're clear. Kermit's looking for some combat boots. A little more protection on those things. 240 to go, 240 to go. It's like Lineweaver back almost a lap here. He had a 16.8 new fast lap for himself. O'Hara with a 16.3 caution in the infield. Rocking a 22 lap pace for your leader. Lineweaver on 21. Prentice on a 20, back 9.8. And looks like Jason's about a lap behind him here. .130 to go, 90 seconds. Prentice, new fast lap, 17.2. O'Hara with a 16.1 and a front. No, that was Prentice. Line Wheeler 16.7, new fast lap for him. O'Hara going to make the pass here. Putting him a lap down. Prentice back another lap. Jason Ralph back about one more. 20 seconds to go. Looks like everybody's going to get 2 more laps here. That is it. Race it to the line. Nobody's battling for position right now. Still, you always want to pass the guy in the last corner. And shut it down. Sean O'Hara taking that one 22.6.12 and a 16.1 fast lap. Line Weaver 21 laps, 6.15 and a 16.7 fast lap. John Prentice stealing that podium spot away from Jason Ralph there with 20 and 6.14 and a fast time of a 17.2. And Jason Ralph 19, 6.12 and a 17.3. All right, guys, 4 minutes till the next one. All right, guys, Mr. Stick's coming out to help us out with this one. Gotta go see a man about a horse first, though, so give him a moment. All right, if you watch online, jump in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Got a handful out there. Hopefully you're staying warm. Once again, 57 degrees here in Ocala, Florida. Middle of the state. Technically north central Florida, I guess. 2 hours from everything. Got like 2 or 3 football teams you can watch. A couple of hockey teams. Baseball team, all within a couple hours. Everybody lives here. All right, this ought to be an interesting one. All right, looking for our marshals. Jason Ralph going to take you the one marshaling on this one. Thank you, sir. Looking for O'Hara, Line Weaver, and Mr. Six is going to come out and help us out with this one. Looks like Sticks got choice of Arma or Savok sign. In the meantime, drivers, let's bring him up to speed. We'll tack on a few more seconds here. We're going to find out who's using the wrong sauce out there. See people slipping and sliding on my track. All right, let's get him back to the grid. Let's get him back to the grid. Woo, watch out. All right, we're going to put Mr. Kermit Butts on the point. It's a mixed thing. We're going to put the fast guy behind him. Well, I want to see a good race out there. Kermit on the point for the two-wheel drive guys. We'll put him up front. Mr. Zach Montgomery going to line up that second spot overall. He's at TQ for our wheeler class. Mr. Hodling going to be on the third place position on the grid. Mr. Prentice rounding out the field in that fourth spot. All right, just a reminder, 6-minute race, gentlemen. Plenty of time to get it done and done cleanly. This is the start of your combined 2-wheel open and 13.5 wheeler A main going live in less than 5. And we're off and running. Oh, Prentice on the wrong side of the pipe there after the jump. Plenty of time, though. Butts at the line, followed by Montgomery, Hodling. Max put down a couple of quick laps here with his wheeler. The mid-15s. Watch Kermit's card. Drag that rear end in the 180 and it's sliding. Tough to find that kind of balance. Oh, Bud's tapping the pipe here, saves it, but Montgomery found the gap. Hodling trying to stay attached to these two, see if he can't pick off a spot here. Back with a 15.7 Butts, new fast lap 16.1 as well. Shadowing him here, looking for a spot. Oh, he scares Zach into making a mistake. And we got a race here in this one. Woo! Zach's got some power. And Butt's going to open up a little bit of the gap here. Back to Zach. Goes 1.4 at the line. Hodling back 1.5 and a new fast lap of a 16.3. Prentice back 9.2. Caution in the infield. And that was Prentice. He had a 17.2 on that lap. That was a new fast lap and then coughs it up. Oh, Butts trying to throw a heater down in the south hairpin. Clips the pipe. Looks like they're back in order here. Butts back to the lead. Montgomery back 2.6 to the line, totaling 3.5. But starting out on a good heater lap here, looking good for a new fast lap. 16.1 last time by. Had a 15.9 earlier. Let's see what this one ends up being. Another 16.1. Montgomery with a 15.8. And now a 15.5. Oh, Montgomery getting it wrong at the north end there. 1:45 to go. And Butt's going to get a little breather here. Oh, Zach going to put in the infield and stuffs it into the landing. Thirty seconds to go. Rocking a 22 lap pace for top three. Montgomery, new fast lap, 15.46. Caution after the tabletop. Clear. 10 seconds to go. Our top two's last lap. It should be done this time by. Totaling's done. Prentice is done. Here comes Kermit Butts. He's done. And looking for our full drive winner here. Mr. Zach Montgomery going to take it for a Wheeler class. Shut it down. Overall, Kermit Butts 22.606. Montgomery 22.614. Totaling 21.601. And Prentice 19 and 602. All right, final race of the night. Mr. Stick's going to take over on the mic. We're going to need all hands on deck to marshal this one.
Waiting on a couple more marshals to get out there and get going. Get one more marshal for the other end of the ski jump. Get some hot laps in, guys. You're good. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. All right, gentlemen. Starting lineup for this is going to be Mason McCombs, Mark Van Neersen, Sean O'Hare, Zachary Montgomery, and Steve Holtland. Line up when you are ready. Everybody ready to rock? All right, going live in less than 5. Ooh. Whoop, off the side of the ski there. Mason rolling thunder out in first, but Sean O'Hare hot on his tail with Steve Holtland coming up in third, Mark Van Neersen in fourth, and Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Sean O'Hare laying down a heater of a 15.83, fastest lap of the race so far. Right behind Mason McCombs, Mark Van Neersen third, Steve Holtland and Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Oh, off the ski jump, off the ski jump. Tabletop, sorry. Good marshaling, good marshaling. Thank you, thank you. All right, Mason McCombs out in front with a 22.601. Mark Van Neersen in second with a 22.604. Sean O'Hare in third with a 21.604. Steve Holtland with a 21.601. Zachary Montgomery with a 21.610. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Mason McCombs still out in front. Mark Van Neersen hot on his tail. Steve Holdland in third. Sean O'Hare in fourth. And Zachary Montgomery in fifth. Out of this. Right, Mason McCombs in first place on a 22.601. Mark Van Neersen on a 22.602. Steve Holdland on a 21.6 flat. Sean O'Hare on a 21.603. And Zachary Montgomery on a 21.614. Minutes left, 2 minutes left. Got Mason McCombs still out in front. Steve Holton in second. Sean O'Hare climbed his way back up to third. Mark Van Neersen and Zachary Montgomery in fourth. And Mark Van Neersen in fifth. .30 seconds ago, Mason McCombs still out front on a 22.602. Steve Holton in second on a 22.613. Sean O'Hare in third on a 22.616. Zachary Montgomery on a 21.612. And Mark Van Neersen, all cup issue. Oh, straight coming into the sweep. Right, when you cross the line, Mason McCombs, you are done. Steve Holdland, Sean O'Hare, you are done. Waiting on Zachary Montgomery, and you are done. Finishing lineup on that is going to be Mason McCombs with a 22.602. Steve Holtman with a 22.613, Sean O'Hare with a 22.613, and Zachary Montgomery with a 21.619, and Mark Van Neersen, his pace was set to be a 2. Race, good race.
All right, boys and girls, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We will catch you Saturday for more off-road action. First Saturday of the month, back on our winter schedule here. Try our first Saturday for off-road and Sunday for oval, both starting at 1 o'clock each day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you then.